Good morning, good morning, good morning from beautiful France. So sad I'm only here for another 3 weeks and back to the UK. Then maybe Ireland, we'll see. I'm loving this beautiful journey of life. Welcome back to Arcane Alchemy. If you're new here, I'm the mystical medium, and on this channel I co-create with Source Consciousness to bring you all of the tools for practical soul alchemy that are going to help you along your journey of individuation and self-actualization. That is the process of unbecoming, so throwing off all the limitations, the projections, the expectations that society, your parents, your peers, or you've even placed on yourself, and coming back to the true gnosis of who and what you are, which is an extension of source consciousness that came down to earth to play and create in the 3D everything that you've ever dreamt of and desired. So if you've ever wanted it, if you've ever desired it, it's for you. It's already created for you. Now, all you have to do is learn how to align your energy. And that's what this channel is all about. And today we're going to talk about boundaries. Oh, my friends, boundaries are the biggest gift you can give to yourself. And this is boundaries with others and boundaries with yourself. Because see, when we're not true to what is authentic to us and to what our soul and our body are asking us for, we are actually harming ourselves. And I had to learn this lesson over and over and over again. The relationships I had in the past were huge mirrors for me to be able to learn this. I wasn't speaking up. I wasn't holding true to what I knew was right for me. I was allowing people to walk all over me. I was sacrificing myself, and I was putting myself in a savior complex mode, honestly, where I was seeing people's potential rather than who they were showing me that they were. And it's not a bad thing to see people's potential, but it's not our job to save or to heal anyone but ourselves. And a lot of times as empaths, as people that with big hearts, with nurturing hearts, with caring hearts, we have to learn these lessons in boundaries the hard way, through really difficult relationships, through relationships where we are hurt, where we are stolen from, where we are lied to, where we are betrayed, right? Because these are all areas of ourselves that actually we're doing to ourselves, and the relationship is just mirroring to us the areas where we're not in integrity with ourselves. So when we learn to cultivate boundaries, when we learn to speak up and say, hey, this type of behavior, I understand you are your own sovereign being, but if you want to act this way, I'm not going to choose to have that in my life. We're going to have to split. We're going to have to go our separate ways. Still hold love for you in my heart. That's the best way to be, is to still hold love for somebody, but to know that you don't need that type of toxicity in your life. Or if it's a boundary with yourself, how do you hold true to that boundary? What level of consciousness do you need to bring around the habits, the behaviors, the deep-rooted, perhaps trauma that even created that? So everything in this life is a lesson in consciousness, right? I speak about this in another video. We are consciousness. We are not our bodies. We are consciousness, and our bodies allow us to navigate this 3D world. But everything in this world is an experience of contrast and a lesson for us to expand our consciousness back to more of the remembrance of who and what we truly are, which is pure consciousness, which is universal love, universal abundance. And relationships are incredible, incredible teachers to highlight where we are out of alignment with ourselves, to highlight those areas where we need to work on boundaries. And we will continue to meet the same lesson in different skin until we learn, until we truly learn the lesson. So if you're ready to start shifting out and you're really ready to start speaking your truth, living authentically, holding your boundaries, you've got to start speaking up. You've got to work on unblocking your throat chakra. You have to know that it is safe for you to be you, that it is safe for you to speak your truth. And if there's people in your life that are making you feel like it's not safe to do that, please remove yourself from those situations in the most safe way possible. Because sometimes that closure isn't necessarily needed. So if you need to remove yourself without speaking to someone in order to keep yourself actually physically safe, please do that. And then just cut ties, block, completely cut that cord, cut that contract. But as much as we can, we should always start speaking our truth to the people in our lives and be like, hey, this is you. Like, I was hurt when you did this or when you said this. And depending on how they respond is going to show you whether or not they are intended to be in your life. Do they respect your boundaries? Because sometimes there will be a boundary that's crossed that, maybe you didn't communicate, or that maybe wasn't something that the other person had consciously thought of. It's not always necessarily a need to just cut someone off, right? But if you can tell somebody, hey, like, my feelings were hurt when you said this, or when you didn't show up for me in this way, and then the person responds, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize. If they take accountability, they are intended to be in your life. They truly love you. They truly care for you. If they flip it back on you, oh, well, you're just too sensitive. Oh, well, you did this and this and this to me this one time. Those are not your people. And know that you don't have to feel bad about letting them go. In fact, you're intended to, because the universe wants to bring other people in your life that are more aligned. Your higher self has all these beautiful souls lined up for you. But until you learn to hold your boundaries, until you learn to speak your truth unapologetically, those people can't come into your life. Because, see, everything in our external reality is a mirror of what we have going on internally. So until that level of us is healed and we work through that, we'll continue to attract the types of relationships, the types of people to mirror those aspects that need to be healed, that are calling for some attention, that are calling to be rebalanced. So this is crucial. You don't have to feel bad about cutting people out of your life. As much as you can, communicate with them why you're doing it, or communicate with them first and see how they respond about a situation or whatever happened. And then based off how they respond, know that you can move forward confidently. Either way, whether they're in your life or whether they're not in your life, knowing that, all right, I'm doing what's best for me here. This is what my body, this is what my spirit are asking me for, and I choose to honor that above all else. I choose to love myself so much that I don't need anyone else in my life, that I can stand confidently on my own. I don't need to be codependent. Most relationships these days arc from a place of codependency, and that's why they fail. And I say fail in quotes because there is no real failure. It's all experience. It's all lessons and contrasts, right? But if you're tired of having those types of contrasted experiences that are really more on the toxic side, that are mirroring up a lot of bullshit, a lot of like drudging up of shadow aspects that need to be rebalanced, know that you can start healing them at any time, but it's going to require you to become a new version of yourself. It's going to require you to start speaking your truth, to start holding your boundaries. And it might help, to speak to yourself aloud as you're doing this, as you're going through this process. A lot of us with blocked throat chakras, we have a hard time hearing ourselves speak. So just start talking to yourself about random things throughout the day. Little intuitive hits that you get, or like random thoughts that come in, be like, that's curious. Let's tell me more. Like, I speak to myself out loud all the time. Even in public places. I don't care if people think I'm crazy. It's perfectly fine. It doesn't matter what they think. Me and my higher self, me and my guides are just communicating, conversing. So start to get to know yourself more. Start to reflect back on past relationships or current relationships, current areas of your life where there's tension, anxiety, stress, and start to ask yourself, what is the lesson here? What boundary am I not holding true to in this moment? If you found this helpful, please like, share, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content all about Divine Soul Alchemy to give you the real practical tools that are going to help you along your self-healing journey. And until next time, be the magic.